is the Hollywood Chronicles with Frank MacKay. Tune in each week for exclusive interviews with your favorite celebrities.
Frank MacKay here with Dave Coulier. And what a talented man, actor, comedian, one of the funniest guys you'll ever meet. Of course, everyone knows him from all kinds of past work, Full House, Fuller House, but so much more than that. His latest is Full House Rewind podcast, and who better to do that than Dave? Dave, how are you?
I'm good. Thank you so much for having me on your show.
Listen, thrilled to have you. And I got to believe there's a lot of people that grew up watching you that are very excited to have this and to participate, at least by listening. You must be getting a loud round of applause for doing this.
Well, thank you. We love our Full House fans, and I wanted to create something that was very visual so that we could relive all 192 episodes together. And so this may sound a little bit weird, Frank, but I've never watched Full House. So for me, this is a real trip down memory lane. And I have to tell you, I've actually made myself laugh a few times. So I don't know how weird that sounds, but we really wanted to create a show that was like a television show where we could talk about, everyone's experience from Full House and really go back to the very beginning. We have Jeff Franklin, who created Full House, on our very first episode. And so I wanted to ask Jeff questions that I've never got to ask him before, things that fans have never heard. So I was like, hey, Jeff, what was my audition like? So what were you thinking, buddy? So I get to ask those kinds of questions, and we have in-studio guests. John Stamos is on our second show, my brother. And, there's a lot of people that I probably wouldn't have met had it not been for Full House, like Adam Carolla comes on. He's a great guest. Christy Carlson Romano from Even Stevens, who I ended up doing a movie with. We have Marla Sokoloff, who played Gia on Full House and has gone on to be a successful director. And then, we do some really deep dives. So I think it's going to be extremely entertaining for fans to hear all these stories that they've probably never heard before.
Just amazing. Look, my kids grew up on Full House, and even watching the replays, watching the syndicated version with not even realizing that the girls are all grown up and grown women and people have moved on. But really, you were an active, very important member of a cast that was basically the Brady Bunch of their generation. And I mean, think about what that says, right? The Brady Bunch is what you think about when you think about like wholesome humor and everything else. Full House, let me tell you, even though you got into heavier subjects than the Brady Bunch did, without question, you were this generation's iconic kid show.
Yeah, that's very true. And, I've heard from so many people over the years what Full House meant to them. I'll hear stuff like, I had a tough childhood, but you guys were my family. And that's where I could feel comforted. That's where I could feel loved. And, I will tell you this, we really do love each other. The cast, that's chemistry that you either have or you don't. And that's nothing that writers and producers can create. We really loved each other all during those years while we were producing Full House. And, that's why I wanted to kind of bring that love to Full House Rewind. We end each show as kind of an homage to Bob Saget, who was a hugger in real life. We end each episode with a virtual hug to our fans. But we also wanted to create something that was very visual so that we could have the look and the feel of Full House. And that's what Full House Rewind is.
It's terrific. How long in the making has the idea of the podcast been?
It's only been a few months, but once I kind of decided what the show was going to be, which was a TV show about Full House, it just kind of all fell into place. So we've got Mr. Woodchuck coming back. We've got Comet the dog as a puppet coming back. We've got some amazing guests. And we read the heartfelt scene from that Full House episode with our in-studio guests, which is a lot of fun as well.
Yeah, just listen, terrific, and so many people are smiling now because, look, you're a favorite of so many people. And by the way, your stand-up is terrific, and Bob Saget's stand-up was terrific. And a lot of times people would say, "I can't believe these guys are doing this material," and you see, how clean and how family-friendly everything is on Full House. But Bob was listen, I've had him on the show several times, and I could say the late great Bob Saget easily. Give us a little thought on him, and I know you're going to be touching upon that on Full House. Rewind. So give us a little something on Bob Saget here, if you could.
Well, Bob and I met as young comics. I was 18 years old here working as I was just starting out as a stand-up comic in Detroit. And Bob was on a Comedy Store tour with Fred Raker and Jeff DeHart. And they came into a little club, a little dive I was working at. I was just starting out, called the Delta Lady here in Detroit. And Bob went up on stage and blew the room apart. And I was so impressed with how funny he was and his stage presence. And I thought to myself, that's what I want to be. I want to be that good. And Bob and I connected after his set and just, I called him when I got out to Los Angeles by the time I was 19 years old. And we just became instant buddies, So I miss him dearly. And we dedicate the first episode of Full House Rewind to Bob. And I want to make sure that we keep him alive because he was such a brother to me.
Yeah, well, listen, and God bless him and the late, great Bob Saget, and I'm thrilled that you're taking that approach with this. Anyway, Dave, anything else we should know, please let us know and give us your social media site or website of anything that we should know about you and where we could follow along with you.
Yeah, you can follow along at Full House Rewind, and you can go to our YouTube channel and watch these shows. We'll release a new one every Friday, so it's TGIF all over again. And you can find us on Spotify, iTunes, anywhere where you listen to podcasts. But I'm really encouraging people to watch the show because it is a television show.
Yeah, no question. Just listen. Great job, Dave. Thank you very much for being here. I can't wait to talk to you again.
Thank you. I appreciate that, Frank.
We'll be listening. Dave Coulier, just a great stand-up impressionist and television host and actor. Played Joey Gladstone on the ABC iconic sitcom Full House. We've had so many of the characters, the actors who portrayed the characters on there here, just amazing. But Full House Rewind podcast is upon us, and everyone's got to Google that. Podco is the parent company. Frank MacKay here. Dave Coulier has been our very special guest, and we'll see you all next time.
You've been listening to the Hollywood Chronicles with Frank MacKay. Tune in next week for more celebrity interviews with your favorite Hollywood stars.